Is it gonna snow by you?
We're in a winter weather watch. I don't know. I took the dog for a nice 2.5 mile walk today. 38 degrees
2.5 miles?
every day.
What were you in the car? Just keep them outside?
Every day we go 2.5, 3 miles, man. Every day. It's wonderful. Wonderful.
That's out of control.
Good weather though. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Odd Shop, the debut, first edition, premiere, call it what you will, right here on the Odd Shopper channel. We figured, listen, we do a ton of videos every single day, whether it's myself or Ben or Eric or Aton or Greg. We don't have any live stuff. We don't have anywhere that the community can get together, hang out with us, sweat some bets together, build some parlays. We got a lot of parlay action coming at you today, whether it's standard, same game, no house advantage, prize picks, all that stuff. And we're going to do that 5 days a week right here. Hopefully you enjoy it and hopefully it works, because if it does, we'll keep doing it. If it doesn't, well, see you later. We'll go back to doing what we were doing. But anyway, I'm Dave Loughran at Lafayette_D on Twitter, LOUGHY_D, joined by the man. I like to call him the jack of all trades, master of many. That's why we bring him on here. Ben Rasa himself at JazzRaz DFS. What's good, brother?
What's up, man? Yeah, normally, I'm sure a lot of you during football season hung out with us once a week, and Aton, which is a story for another time. But we're here. We're in the NBA streets every day. We're going to get a little dangerous. A lot to get to. We're going to learn with you guys along with this show. I'm very excited, even though I don't talk a lot of NBA. Cool little 4-game slate. We're going to break down that. I'm feeling pretty good.
So let me get this tweet out there. Make sure, make
Tell
sure
the
people
people
know what's going on. I just quote tweeted our Odd Shopper handle to make life a little bit easier for ourselves. But hey, happy to have you guys with us. More than anything, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have some fun here. We got a lot of different things we'll break down. We'll switch this show up from time to time too, like depending on what's going on, depending on if there's fun stuff we want to talk about, maybe some wild bets. That may be an Aton thing, Ben.
I think so. Just a little bit.
What's that?
I said just a little bit. He's going to bring up things in future shows that you didn't know existed today. Maybe not as crazy, but hopefully even more profitable, which is the most important thing.
And we'll use some tools to guide us, baby.
Yes.
OddsShopper.com. First week, totally free. First week is free. We'll show you how we're going to use that today. It's going to be sick. So we're going to get into all of that good stuff. But if you're looking just out of the gate, looking at news, there's not really a lot here. Like Tyler Herro's questionable, but he went through shoot around. So you still have all of what look like standard lines on these props for Miami. My guess, these are projected with Tyler Herro in. And then Ben, but Detroit just got hit by a bomb, not the city itself. I mean, you can make an argument there as well. But as far as the team goes, like Bogdanovich out, Ivy's out, Stewart's questionable. So this team's beat up, and then Jaylen Brown's out for Boston. But all of the books have adjusted for this. It's not like we're getting any news right at the top of the show that we could say, go jump on this.
No, nothing like that. I do think, though, particularly Pistons and Charlotte game, it's really hard to navigate if you're looking same game parlays, if you're looking stuff like that. Washington on the other side, doubtful. Like I'm not really keen to jump into that for the most part, but like I said, we have a manageable 4-game slate, not the worst injury news. And I think a lot of the value that's on the board is going to be actionable from now till tip off.
Kevin's saying Sixers solo over 1.5 or 111.5 points. Okay. Implied total there, team total. Dude, the Miami Heat are just not the same team that they were. Like they're still defensively a solid enough team, but they have not looked the same game over game. They're, hovering around the 500 mark. They've also really struggled when it comes to coughing up threes. Could be one of those odd James Harden games we're looking at today. I don't hate that. Plus, look, Philly's had a tough time against Miami. They're coming off. I don't know if you saw the replay, or if you saw any of that game, but
the Embiid shot. Oh my God. I wasn't watching the game, and I was. That's another story for another time. We're not going to start this show out with me complaining, but I was in mourning over the Josh Hart rebounds prop that I lost in the most obscene fashion that you could ever lose a prop. But I did happen to catch the Tatum and Embiid shots. Insane.
Yeah, Tatum and then Embiid. I was so hoping that was going. I mean, it went in, but
It
hoping
did.
that it counted. It didn't. Yeah, I don't hate the over on that for Philly today. The only thing is, like, these teams play at a crawling pace, right? Like, Philly is one of the slowest teams in the league, 5th slowest in the league. Miami, 3rd slowest in the league. This could be an ugly affair, but we're going to get into all of that. First off, though, out of the gate, we got the DraftKings sweat-free same-game parlay. We like same-game parlays. They're fun. They might not be, all in all, the thing that you should be doing every single day. Like, maybe not every single day you should go, you know what? I'm going to throw everything on a same-game parlay. All right? But, Ben, $10 sweat-free same-game parlay. Got to be 3 legs. And I think you and I came across not a cheat code, but using OddsShopper in sync with these same-game props. We may have found a little something here that can help us out along the way.
Yeah, we got a couple things. This is what we're going to do during hit that promo every day. If you're going to do things like this, do it when the books are enticing you, when they're saying we're going to give you some reasons to do it. And you talked to me before the show when we were working through some things. We can shop the lines via the same game parlay and find some of those edges. So I'm going to defer to you. It is the first show. Do you have a game in mind to build the same game parlay? Okay.
I would have loved to have gotten something on Charlotte, Detroit. I think there may have been some exploitable stuff there, but you're just really only seeing props for Killian Hayes on the Detroit side, given that.
Yeah, I would if you would have said that, I would have actually just put out my one show veto 5 minutes in.
All right. Listen, that makes you're the ugly game king around here. You love Ben and I were in California. Ben and I were in California once. That's when you hit the 50K on the showdown slate for DFS, where you had to play a defensive player, and I watched the Eagles punch a ticket to the Super Bowl. We were in, I forgot where we were. It was somewhere in Southern California.
Huntington Beach.
It was around there. It wasn't Huntington Beach, though, but it wasn't.
Okay.
And I walk in, meet Ben for the first time in person, and he's sweating 2 college basketball teams I never heard of. It was like the under on the total in this game was like 17, and you were sweating the under.
And it still went under, probably. That's what we do. I don't care what it is. You think we're gonna get egregious. Wait till the next segment. But
pull up OddsShopper, though. Check this out, right? So if you pull it up and you go to shop bets, you go to shop NBA. All right. You can filter everything. Personally, like, if you guys are using the free trial, first week for free, if you're using the free trial, there's a market-based approach. I'll have Ben explain that in a minute. It'll make your guys' lives a lot easier understanding where we're getting the X ROI and X win on this. But if you just pull that up, switch to list mode. It's better than grid mode. I'm telling you right now, it's better, way better. You can see everything. Filter it if you want to do same game parlays by Miami, Philadelphia, and then filter it by DraftKings Sportsbook, because you got the $10, sweat-free bet. If you lose, you get your money back in bonus bets anyway. So let's take advantage of it. What if I told you, Ben, that the straight bets here are all of the odds line up to what it would be straight bets at DraftKings? Looking at the green, we got 4 in the green with positive expected ROI. But if you go to same game parlay over at DraftKings, you're getting wildly different odds on 3 of the 4 bets that we have ranked at the top.
And that's the type of stuff, one of the themes of the show is going to be trying to show, and the numbers show it, like minus 115 versus minus 120. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It adds up quickly. And you mentioned that there are a couple of these where the same game parlay actually has more favorable odds. So I assume we're going to build this out. And of course, you picked the Sixers game. I'm just going to leave that alone. Typical. You want to do you want to pick first, snake draft style? What do you want to do here? Because we've got a couple from Bam to Embiid to Jimmy Buckets. Some of these are popping up as possible good values tonight.
Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. And we had a comment in chat as well, talking about loving the Killian Hayes over 13.5. You're not gonna like what the market, what OddsShopper has to say about this one. I think it was like minus 13 expected ROI. We'll get into that. Anything can happen. I'm going Bam over 18.5 here, though. And a funny thing too about Bam, not that this is related to how we're going to get these props put in here for the same game. Embiid's playing 40 minutes a night, dude. Like, the guy's an offensive player. He's still amazing defensively, coming off a 6-block game. Don't get me wrong at all. But eventually, you get tired, man, and you give us some points.
No doubt about it. That's again, when you go to the top of this, what's the beauty of this tool? You start at the top, you can work your way down, and Bam was the one that showed up. I'm going to go to your boy, Joel Embiid. It's a little juicy, so I'm bringing us down there, but at the same time, chance of success, you look at the win rate, it checks out just fine. And this is where first one, ding, ding, ding. There's a little difference here looking at this number. So Joel Embiid, under 11.5 rebounds. I'm seeing -1, and correct me if I'm wrong, Luffy, -145 out there. -120 in the same game parlay over on DraftKings that we're looking at. That is value on top of value.
So is Bam, right? Bam is 18.5 points. You're looking at 18.5 points. If you wanted to just bet that straight, you're talking, you know what? They moved that one. Okay.
You got to be quick.
Yep. They just moved that because that was -115. That's at -120 now, but still, it's still our highest rated prop bet from this game. Highest rated, along with Jimmy Butler over on points as well. So the only thing here is, like, how are you playing correlation in a spot like this where when it comes to same game parlay? If you're betting them straight, it's one thing, but same game parlay, Butler and Bam Adebayo over 18.5 points and 21.5 points respectively. You're getting the massive advantage on the Embiid odds from 145 to -120. But Jimmy Butler over 21.5, Bam over 18.5, and Embiid under 11.5 gets you to +500 for this 3-legger.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Again, you know, with these same game parlays, the reality of the situation, I mean, there's two realities. One, they're so fun, and I love to play them. But two, you want to be careful and pick your spots when you do. And using this to maybe, shave off some of the odds, save some juice here and there, I feel pretty good. Now, if this loses, you're the one that picked this game. I would have picked the Knicks game. So remember that, chat. But I do kind of like this parlay.
All right. Listen, man, I'm just going off. I'm going off what the tools tell me today.
Yeah, sure. Who knows who's plugging this in? Probably you wiring the back end with only Sixers. You filter by the Sixers game, and then you're like, oh, only the Sixers show up. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And I've got 2 overs on Miami and 1 under on Philly. I mean,
that's fair.
I'm a consummate pessimist. You know this. To act like I just went full A-time with Embiid over 4.5 threes, Shake Milton over 22.5 points.
Ladder.
It's not
3-pointers. It's like, all right, hold on. Let's not get crazy. I feel good about that to start things off.
Do you think the market-based approach helps, like with what OddsShopper is in a spot like this?
So there's no doubt, because with a lot of these, there's so many props, and we're going to get into even more of this. But the key is, when you have so many options, filter out all the nonsense and drill down into the ones that you feel good in terms of the market identifying, wow, this is off here. This is a little atypical. Every other book has it one way. And again, we're going to fully explain that, but I love that strategy when you're building out same game parlays or just parlays in general.
By the way, very happy to know that so many of you guys that watch this show, that watch the videos, but can't really interact or hanging out in chat. What's up, Zach? Farrah Fowler, I really like Butler over 21.5 points. Yeah, interesting spot too. It's always interesting to see him face his former team. Just to sidetrack for a second, because remember the falling out with Butler and Philly. It was a Brett Brown thing, and then Brett Brown was gone, and Embiid wanted to keep him around. Brett Brown couldn't figure out how to use him. I'm not a narrative guy, but it is always fun to see Jimmy Butler go up against his former team. Now, Caesars has another one. You're the college guy, not me. I just tell what you tell me when it comes to college basketball. Even if it's some of these teams, like seriously teams that I would thought, Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street.
What, when he's,
or it's like, I know Fugazi, it's a,
oh yeah, okay.
That's what I feel like a lot of these teams are. They're fake. They're Fugazi. They don't exist.
I thought you were going to make me start chanting. I was going to say, I'm not ready for that.
Ask you to start snorting coke on the show.
Yeah, well, those are Wednesday shows.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that would be Caesars has a $25 boost on college basketball parlays. Do you have something?
So again, when you have boosts like this that are just coming up, even though again, parlays can be a dangerous game, I went together and I put together some of my favorite teams. We're just going to run through them real quick here because I want to focus on the NBA. There's a lot of stuff to get to, but let's get things started with Baylor. If you watch my sharp bet of the day video, that was in that video. -1.5 tonight against Oklahoma State on the road. I love this Baylor team. They're a strong team. They're disciplined. They've won on the road before. College basketball is a little different than the NBA in that sense. Going on the road is brutal. Next up, Iowa State. This line is smoking. Everyone is on Iowa State, apparently. I still like them, though. Wouldn't go above 6, but they're at home. Awful loss. I think they take it out on West Virginia tonight. Going to go with a easy one because you don't need Lofty, and you know this. When you're building out these parlays to get the boost, not every leg has to be outrageous. So, you put Baylor against the spread. You put Iowa State against the spread. North Carolina, just to win, is a very, they're pretty heavy favorite, 7.5, 8 points. I feel very confident that North Carolina wins tonight, and it adds a little sweetener to the parlay. But that is 3 legs.
Yeah, do you have a 4th leg? We need 4.
I got 4th leg. And it's near and dear to your heart. We got Coppin State taking on Delaware State tonight. There's 362 teams, I believe, in D1 basketball. These might be 2 of the bottom 5. And I'm going to take Delaware State tonight. Lay a couple points at home. I know that after you get off the show, normally you sit down, you eat some dinner, and then you get ready to watch the Hornets on their home floor with the other 5 people that have that game on. So join me on Delaware State, your favorite team in college basketball.
Where would I watch this?
Well, you have to get an illegal stream, most likely. That's how I usually do it because they unfortunately don't make it onto TV.
Yeah, I know. Like you've sent me when we were betting with college lacrosse, you're sending me streams that are like on Facebook.
Yeah, you usually end up. So the trade-off with bets like this is if you win the bet, you have to pay that to remove the malware that you got for watching the game. So it's a different type of trade-off. But yes, I will be watching my boys, Delaware State, take on Coppin State. And you get listen, the reason we're doing this right off the top, these promos, these boosts, these things are important. They really can help the bankroll. Yeah.
Links in the description too. You're looking to get on DraftKings. They got the bet $5 and win, and you get $150 in bonus bets. Just bet the biggest college basketball favorite you can find. You probably have one for today if someone wanted to sign up.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, that is a move. We talk about it all the time. 30-1, 5 into 150. You always talk about, say the team loses, you lost $5. That's a risk that I am willing to take. And I look tonight, a team like North Carolina, honestly, I already put them in that parlay. I don't see them losing, and I would certainly bet $5 to win 150 on them 7 days of the week.
Yeah. And plus, you still get the 5 back on the win. You still get your money back.
And they're going to win.
Yeah.
It's just the reality of it.
So check it out. Links down there. If you're not at Caesars yet, you want to get that boost. And I'm pretty sure Caesars has a massive first bet insurance over there as well. So yeah, if you're not over there, plus if you're following along and you're using the free OddsShopper week, the OddsShopper premium week, $1,250 first bet insurance. Thanks, Chris. If you're using the first week at OddsShopper and you're messing around with the parlay builder, you're shopping bets, you're looking at everything, you need to have accounts on a bunch of different books in order to really utilize this and make good money. And if you're serious about betting and you want to sustainably win money, there's no better way to do it. So check it out. If you hate it, you can bounce. First week's free. But all right, let's get into it, man. So should we build a parlay or should we start shopping our favorite bets of the day first?
If I have a vote, we're going to build plenty of parlays. I know.
Okay.
Got to build them up. I just want to take a look at the board though, because I honestly, this is not I don't know what's going to be on there. This stuff changes. Good value pops up. I'm going to go to OddsShopper. And while we pop that up, I'm just going to give a brief explanation, if I can, Lofty,
please,
on what we're looking at. Because OddsShopper Premium is a tool that we spent a lot of time on. It's fantastic. It's a market-based approach. And what that means is we are using all the bajillions of dollars that these sports books put into making lines efficient against themselves. We're not in the lab trying to outsmart the books. We're going to let the books screw up themselves, and we're going to take advantage of it. So what do I mean by that? I'm just going to give an example. Say you have a bet, and 9 books have the bet at -110. Okay, 9 books agree. They say that's the line, and some of those books are the sharpest in the industry. And then another book has that same line at +120. You just logically have to ask yourself on an elementary level, what's more likely, that the 9 books are wrong or the 1 book is wrong? Who do you trust more? And what this tool simply does is that it shops all the lines and it pulls out the outliers and says, hey, on this book at this moment, they are differing from all the books that inherently are sharper than they are. It's a pretty good recipe for success. That's as simple as it is. I really, there's nuance and there's some other things in there, but at its core, we're looking at the lines, we're picking out those ones that are hanging and stale, and we're jumping on them and we're making money.
No doubt. Because listen, projections are only as good as the person behind them. They're only as good as how often they update them and how much they know. These books are paying people millions of dollars to do this every single day.
Good luck competing with that. It's incredibly difficult and it moves so fast. But here, you can just, you pull a refresh and it's just like, up, boom, new prop at the top of the board. I just went there and again, I'm sure this is a favorite of yours. Some dude named Quinn Hughes is the top ROI bet.
Big fan of, yeah, that's what I love about this. I can't tell you the amount of times I bet players from sports that I don't know who they are.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, that happens to me even more frequently because I'm betting like highlight, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, Quinn Hughes looks like, I'm no genius, but I think that stands for Vancouver. So he's on the Canucks. We've got under a half point tonight, plus 190. And that's just showing that that book, which would be FanDuel, hung a stale line because all the other books have way worse than that.
I'll give you one. And I love sweating these type of unders. I do. It
Unders are the best.
It might be the sickness in me, right? But like big plus money unders always fire me up. Okay. Now I'll have you know that Franz and Mo Wagner, Ben,
say that
Franz and Mo are both facing the Pels today.
Okay.
And Mo Wagner is our highest expected ROI bet on OddsShopper at plus 155 for under 1 3-pointer. So under 0.5 threes, you need him to get blanked. 7% expected ROI, 42% expected win, under a 3. So no threes for Mo Wagner today. You're getting that at plus money. That means you put down $100, turn that into 155. Just don't hit a 3 for Mo.
Yeah, and look at it right there. Chris has got it on the screen. You see this? You see the line that you're getting, plus 155. And then when you scroll down there, look at where all those other books are at. They're not at plus 155. Straight stealing a couple, and you don't think it adds up, that 5 and 10 cents. Now, you're a sicko, and you should be, I don't know what, something should happen to you. Sweating in a half like that.
It's the best.
That's literally the worst sweat there is because at any moment you can just lose. There's no cushion.
It's the best. I love sweating like under 5.5 yards receiving in football for like those tertiary receivers. Oh, it's the greatest.
I wouldn't sweat if the receiver had no arms. I still wouldn't bet that. That is just, how can you do that? You
don't like that?
I love betting unders. I bet unders all the time, but
you don't like betting unders that take one thing to destroy your night.
It's just going. It's like you just have to. It's like and I look who I'm talking to. I was about to say it's like holding your breath for 3 hours. So I'm talking to the man himself.
I told you I held it for 3 minutes and 55 seconds using the Wim Hof method. I will prove that one day. I was thinking about it because you guys didn't believe me. I'm going to stick a piece of paper or something underneath my snout, and so you'll know if I breathe.
I respect that. Yeah, that is rough stuff.
Hear me out, right? Is there anything better? And granted, listen, there's no better sweat. The other day I didn't, because I tweet out the No House Advantage cards. You do too. And we had a nice little run there where we hit 2 of the 3 that we needed in the first half. Listen, I'll take that any day. Give me smooth sailing. Okay. I'm fine with hitting overs in the first half and not sweating anything for the rest of the game. That's the best. But if I'm going to sweat another, give me one where every time Mo Wagner is on the floor, you're like, don't touch the ball. Don't touch the ball. And he only attempts like 2 threes per game, maybe 3.
It's just so I mean, listen, if you want a full sweat, because no matter what, you're going to have to watch that to the end. Ryan Nelson.
OddsShopper says it's our highest XROI, baby.
I'll be there. I just won't be sweating it. I'll be watching Delaware State for obvious reasons. Ryan Nelson said, Matty G needs to get on the screen. A-Sun Jens demand it. Couldn't agree more. Don't worry. We're going to be getting him on for college basketball. A little A-Sun action tonight. Ooh. See, the poll is up.
Yeah. Yo.
My Knicks.
Community parlay. You guys decide the last leg of this parlay. Ben and I are going to make one at the end of the show. Okay. You decide the last one. But I already saw some Celtics and Knicks comments earlier in the show. So people have some feelings about this one. Mind you, Jaylen Brown out today, but the Celtics, man, they're so deep. This team is so deep.
Obviously.
It's no surprise they have the shortest odds to win the championship this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be a serious problem, particularly if they secure home court. But you want to pull up Parlay Builder? You want to get actionable or what? Or is there anything else you want to point out?
Yeah, I did, dude. I'm telling you, you go use the Wim Hof method. See, everyone says I'm full of shit on this. I'll do it. Maybe I get to 3 minutes and 40 seconds this time or something, but you'll go, oh, he probably did it.
But like, unless you were in a submarine or so, like, what exactly how is that
challenging myself?
Okay.
Why not?
I'm going to challenge myself by trying to hit a four leg parlay.
There you go. There you go. Or like cold showers. You know what I mean? It's a challenge and it has benefits. Old Wim Hof, baby. Get in on it. Josh Hart, your boy, over 5.5 rebounds. He's the worst thing about Josh Hart, especially like when you talk about it from a DFS perspective sometimes, is the guy just has virtually zero usage. But from a rebounding perspective, this isn't all that crazy. I'm not surprised to see the line at 5.5, but BetMGM has it at plus 115. DraftKings has it at plus 125 today. So you're stealing money there as well.
Absolutely. It's got to be on the card. Again, when you have those discrepancies now, you are putting salt straight in. I'm sorry. I know. You got to be kidding me. I had under on his rebounds, and he had the under 5.5 rebounds. He had 4 with 3 seconds left in the game, and he got a rebound, was fouled, went to the free throw line, made the first, missed the second, and got his own rebound, which is just not humanly possible. Having said that, at plus 125 tonight, he certainly can go on the parlay card.
So are you still going to do it?
You got to try to block that out. That's why I go to therapy on the weekends to wash that away and let the parlay builder do its job.
And Al Horford over. I wanted to hit on this one too. Al Horford over 2.5 assists. I think is another real nice spot here. This is different everywhere. I was shocked though to see, like, depending on what state you're in, right? And you can sort on OddsShopper by state. You could sort, it should auto to your state, but you might be close to a state line or whatever. And you got to make sure you're doing that. But like everywhere else, this is plus 120, 120. This is plus 135 on DraftKings right now for Al Horford. That's massive.
Again, and the beauty with these I mean, I guess you could say it's a beauty or it's annoying, but I look at it as a positive. Your break-even rates are low. Like, you don't need to cash. Oh, I got to, if I'm laying minus 130, like you need to cash tickets, 55, 56, 57%, whatever. Like when you're talking about plus 130 and stuff, you'll take coin flips every time. You're going to be printing money if you do that. And just to kind of give people, because I know a lot of you guys are seeing these tools for the first time, the beauty of Parlay Builder, you see right there, like Connor McDavid's in there. If you don't like hockey and you don't want him, you can just remove him and add in only NBA guys. If you want to do a mixed parlay with NHL and NBA, you can totally do that. It's just giving you the best numbers across all the sports to show you, look at that ROI on a 15-1 parlay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, today you can only do 4 legs for all NBA, but only because there's only 4 games, right? But yeah, exactly. The truth though is, you shouldn't really care what the sport is. Now, there is a large contingent out there of people that are just looking to have fun and looking to bet, right? But like, if you're utilizing it, you definitely want to be like, all right, you know what? I'll use a hockey prop if it's our highest XROI and one of the highest expected win rates.
What do I care? I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. You're trying to make money.
Tennis, golf, it doesn't matter. Like, absolutely. Now, I mean, Connor McDavid is just the GOAT, and Nathan McKinnon, who's also a fantastic player. But regardless, I forgot his name already. Who was the guy at the beginning of the show? Quinn Hughes? Zach Hughes?
I don't know. Billy McDavid.
Billy McDavid. Yeah. Whatever his name was. Give me that guy. Like, if you're going to tell me the ROI is that high, I will put them into my parlays with some of the bets that I know a little more about, certainly more NBA centric and stuff that also grade out.
Okay.
Look at Barrett in there. Over 23.5. Love it.
Yeah, there's some chatter in chat, man. People like the Knicks a lot today.
Of course, because people know. People know I like the Knicks tonight too.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I'm on the other side.
Okay. What do you mean? Getting a couple points? I see it at +2.5 across all the books right now. Live, dog, at home. It's a tough game, but I do really think that the Knicks, if I bet an NBA side tonight, probably going to be the Knicks, actually.
All right. Well, right now, our poll has, Knicks, 53%.
They know.
So far, you're getting there. All right. We'll see. We'll get there. But before we do, let's get this in, man. So are we doing, you want to do, by the way, No House Advantage and PrizePicks are blowing the fuck up recently.
Everywhere. It's madness everywhere.
For good reason, especially because a ton of them are available in non-legal betting states, which makes life a whole lot easier. Are we doing, let's build a No House Advantage parlay, and then we're going to wrap things up. We'll go to community parlay. Look, I also have a ladder bet for you that I'm going to get to. What do you think? A little ladder action
what did Eitan message you?
Dude, this is for Eitan. This is in honor of Eitan. We're gonna ladder bet some threes a little bit later. What do you think? You in?
I'm in, because we made some real good bets and we leaned on some of that, so I can live a little as well.
You won't see these bets on OddsShopper, okay?
For obvious reasons.
This is me going rogue here. When I want to, you want to make profitable bets, you go to OddsShopper and you find the bets. It does the work for you, right? But
coming for the week, not to go backwards, but like if you saw that and you're interested, just use the free week and find out for yourself. And then you can bet rogue threes for days because you made some money.
Exactly. Links down there in the description as well. Kind of the same thing with No House Advantage, though, man. Like the first card I threw out there on Twitter, I was like, let me really dive into this, right? Because approach is similar, except there's no juice on either side. So you're just grabbing the over or the under. And there's some spots where like you could see the line. Let's say Jonas Valanciunas 9.5 rebounds. And you go over and you look at like DraftKings and you go, oh, well, it's 9.5 rebounds there too. Yeah, but it's -145 on DraftKings.
And that's where the edge comes in. All you got to do is find over 50% win probabilities, and you're going to be looking pretty good because, again, that's the beauty of NHA. You've got so many options. And right there, first of all, you go for X. That's serious business.
Yeah.
Like, not
and a
too
lot
bad.
of times you get the free squares. Like we had the Ja Morant free square the other day. He just needed to score a point. And
it's no surprise that some of the bets that we talked about when we built our same game parlay are right there. Look at the Bam one.
Yep.
We talked about the one already because it was -120. Now it's basically -100.
We couldn't use the Tobias point PRA because they didn't have an under option on that. But that also is one of our highest expected ROI bets as well today. And that's in there at 21.5. Also, you know what's cool about this? You can do same game parlays at No House Advantage. Yeah,
there's a lot of options there. Absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, links to all this stuff, guys, are in the description and in chat and stuff. If you wanted to get in on the action with us, it's fun to sweat these together and to tail these parlays, these cards together. They're all down there. $100 first match deposit bonus on No House Advantage. So if you deposit 10, you get your bankroll will say 20. If you deposit 100, your bankroll, your balance is going to say $200. So if you can take advantage of the full 100, do it. But yeah, dude, Bam, Tobias Harris under 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Killian Hayes here under 13.5 points. And you and I talked about this earlier today. And I know someone said they like the over on Killian. Listen, I understand at first glance why you would too. The whole damn team is out, but that's why I can't stress it enough. That's why we're using this tool. If every book out there is putting it at 13.5 and they're all in lockstep here, I guess we have to ask ourselves, hey, do we really know more than all of the books? That doesn't mean that like he can't go over 13.5 because generally speaking, these are close to 50-50 propositions. But in this case, the Killian Hayes bet had what was it, like -13% expected ROI or something crazy? It's at -9.
It wasn't good. And you see that, under 13.5, the consensus, you're looking at like minus 120 again. And that's where this is coming from. We've got it at 55%. That means 45% he goes over. It's not like this is a layup, but the beauty of this tool, I say this all the time, you're not signing in blood. If you're like, I have seen this team play and I'm not, there's so much uncertainty. You press remove with Killian Hayes, you slide in one of the Embiids, and you're still in business. It may take a little hit to your ROI, but I do that all the time. I sometimes I say, you know what, this is a prop I'm just going to pass on. I know for a fact that this is the right side of it, but for various reasons, I want to navigate a little differently tonight. I'm totally on board with that.
Do we want to go wild and go 5 legs for the 21X here?
We're going wild.
It's our first show, right? Like, I think we just need to
do it. Chat, do we go wild? Do we just cancel ourselves right off the bat? Because what if we hit it? We'll be legends.
Let's fucking do it.
Come on now.
All right. You want to go? The thing is, like, you can swap out stuff on this, but I kind of like this. I mean, forget about XRI. This is just straight expected win percentage. Yep. That's it. There's no juice. There's no minus 140 and plus 120s. There's none of that. This is just straight. What is the expected win rate? I like it, man. Sometimes you're gonna, like, a lot of times you'll get these expected win rates even lower on 5-leggers. So
this is pretty good. I mean,
Killian Hayes under 13.5, Brunson under 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And we're same game in some of this stuff, right? Tobias Harris, Bam, under 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Bam over 18.5 points. And LaMelo Ball under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
I'm fine with it. And again, you have that option. If you put in the Killian Hayes, that's going to maximize, if you're going by the book, that's the move. There's no doubt about it. But I don't mind mixing and matching a little bit. Yeah, scared money. Dive in the ice bath. Why not? I wouldn't dive in an ice bath to guarantee this parlay hits. That's not my speed.
If this parlay hits,
I'm not going in an ice bath.
You have to. 15 seconds.
What good is that? Once you're in there, I live in it. No.
I'll do it.
Good. Great. Sold. You'll do it.
I'll do it.
Okay. Go.
Yeah, so much for you in entertainment, man. First tiny little suggestion.
I play the long game because, yes, will our highest video on this channel be man dies on stream after going in ice bath? Probably, but I don't really benefit from that.
Why would you die?
No, I've seen the Titanic. It ends badly.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to. I'm not.
No, I don't. It's funny. I like the cold, but not that cold.
All right. I'll do it. If this parlay hits, I'm telling you right now, Bam over 18.5.
Okay.
Bias. And I'll just do this because it's fun.
You take cold showers.
No, I just haven't done that in a while. They're horrible, dude. I hate it. The first time I did it, it knocked the wind out of me. Like, could not breathe at all. Horrible.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to do that.
Horrible. Tobias Harris under points, rebounds, and assists. Killian Hayes under 13.5 points. Jalen Brunson under 33.5 points, rebounds, assists. Lonzo's done for the year. Didn't even play.
No.
Under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'll do 30 seconds in a just straight ice bath. I'll have my wife film it. Okay.
Maybe I'll join you. We'll say.
You have to.
If the Caesars...
See, now you understand, like, you're going to be that guy that doesn't do it if this hits.
It's the first show. If we get over 100 likes and the NHA parlay hits, I'll join you. Not in the same bath, but we'll each do.
We'll go feet to feet. Same. We'll go. I'll sit this way. You sit
like
that
the Dumb
way.
and Dumber hot tub.
Yeah, we just stare at each other.
Sure, why not?
All right.
And no, I'm not a cold shower guy. I've tried that. It's so brutal.
So you're saying we got to get to 100 likes, though?
Yeah, it's not so much to ask him up. If it was first,
it's going to be difficult.
No. It is absolutely not. It's amazing. Role reversal season. Normally, you're like, we're going to get to 10,000 likes. And I'm like, no, we're not. And then it goes, now you're saying we're not. And I'm Mr. Optimist over on the OddsShopper channel.
I'm looking at the concurrent viewers here, and I think it's difficult. But we'll see. We got
a lot of good people. A lot of good, loyal listeners that are going to, listen, selfishly, I would love to land at like 97 likes. That's a nice number for me. I don't want to be going in any ice baths.
Yeah. Our friend Mike Lawrence said, you guys need a show tally, favorite bet of the day type thing. Whoever hits 10 losses first, the other guy has to, well, it would be whoever hits 10 wins first, right? We'd figure that out, but that could be fun. Hey, before we get to the PrizePicks one, I wanted to throw this out there because I really like that no house advantage, by the way.
Me too. I'm going to build that right after
we're
off here.
Boo Boo's brother said, thoughts on FanDuel boost. So FanDuel has a boost today. I'm about to, you ready? You guys ready for a cheat code? I'm going to show you how you get, I can't use that word, how you get bent over a lot of times with boost. Now, not always the case, but here's a perfect example. We have an odds boost evaluator over at OddsShopper.com. So Ben, you want to, should we plug this in?
Sure. I didn't see this in chat. I'm scrolling up right now. So
Tatum
great.
and Randall, each 20 points and 6 rebounds was boosted from minus 155 to even money.
Okay.
All right. So all you have to do is type this in. Now, can we use that? Let me see here.
We're going to figure this out on the fly.
Here we are.
So the thing that's a little tricky about a boost like this and why I'm a little apprehensive is it's and correct me if I'm wrong, Laffy, but it's like a kind of an arbitrary number. So you don't have a line to evaluate it off of as easily. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's where I tend to pass on these type of boosts because if it said, okay, Jason Tatum, his over-under on points, we're going to boost it. It's 31.5. I'd go here, I'd plug that in, I'd add the leg, and I would look. What is 20 points for Jason Tatum?
Right. I don't even think we can use this in the evaluator because we don't have the 20-point line. And it's
because
totally
there is
arbitrary.
No line. That's what I mean. So it's a little tricky with that. I tend to try to ballpark it. And, with those, I could do without them. Some of the boosts, when you really have those crisp numbers, you go right to that boosted odds. And it really helps you out. The Randall side might be a little more, easier to evaluate, but still when you have to combine them, that's a little tricky.
What happened is FanDuel knew that people were using these odds boost evaluators that we had and not betting them.
Randall though, 25.5.
Right. So now they're like, we're going to make arbitrary numbers so they can't plug it in.
Yeah. We're on to them here at OddsShopper. We got you covered. Don't worry. We'll get a workaround.
PrizePicks parlay. Yeah, we probably could figure something out, right?
Yeah.
Just try and find like true odds for 20 points.
Yeah. I don't like, I'm going to go out, not on a limb. I'm going to say pass on that boost tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're sneaky. Those boosts are sneaky because like you said, they show you it's minus 155 and you have to take their word for it that that's what it was before. You know what it is? It's like a Black Friday sale. You know where I'm going with this?
A little, but go on.
You go to a Black Friday sale, wherever it is, right? Like any of these places. If you want to talk about, you'd call me a maniac for sweating like under half 3-pointers. Real maniacs go out on Black Friday. And
those people are crazy.
They're maniacs. I think they have a death wish, but like they want to get trampled in a stampede. And then you go and you see something and you're like, shit, this is $100 off from what it really was. When really they're just telling you that it was $100 more than it was. It's always been the price that they're giving you on Black Friday.
So I will say chat, just best chat in the world. Got a couple of people who did the same game parlay math out. Obviously on the show, it's tricky for us to do that right now. And they're saying that it does grade out pretty favorably. If you look at where those lines were on DK, add a rebound here or there. Obviously the points part should be easy. The rebound part is more my hesitation, but that's the best way to ballpark it right now.
Okay. So they're saying the odds on it aren't bad then.
Yeah. They're saying MC, I'm probably butchering this. I did a same game parlay on DK earlier. That was one rebound more for each, and it came to plus 100. So since FanDuel's is plus 100 for one less rebound for each player, it would be worth it. So that's really good information there. We appreciate that.
Yeah, that's good info. Yeah. And obviously correlation and all that stuff plays into it, but we can't factor all of that in.
Yeah.
All right. PrizePicks. I'll rip one of these off.
Yeah, why not? Same concept. All we got to do is find ones with positive, north X wins of 50%, and we're going to be in business here.
Now, here's the advantage to PrizePicks, right? Here's one advantage is if you do a 5-pick flex play, like 5 props, and you hit 4 of them, unlike a traditional book, you still 2x. That's the advantage, right? Like you still 0.4x if you hit 3 of 5. You might be like, it's nothing. Yeah, it is. That's a lot. Like you want to talk about sustaining a bankroll over the course of betting 3, 4, 5 prop parlays, and none of that, and 4 of them hit 5 days in a row, and they say, thanks for coming out. At PrizePicks, you're still 2xing if you hit 4 of 5. That's a huge advantage.
It definitely helps. Just from a tilt factor, like it's nice to get some of that back, no doubt about it. And B, it really does set up some potential value. But I got to ask right off the bat, first guy up, I go here. I give you, I would say a lot of money, but I think you might randomly guess this. F. Vetrano is the top. He's a hockey player, obviously. What's this guy's first name?
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand Vetrano. Got it. Nice.
It
nice
sounds
job.
like it would make sense, right?
Frank is what we were looking for there.
I wouldn't have put it. I would not. That's our highest projected win on the day though at PrizePicks.
Oh, that's a play. Again, I don't need to know who that is. Apparently he plays for the Ducks. Shout out.
Jake Hari's in chat. He knows who he is. Jake just took down 5K last night or the other night.
Yes, he is. Frankie V. Don't even get me started on hockey. I bet a lot of hockey in our Discord and whatnot, and I love the sport, but I can't get like, the power. You can find correlation too. Like, they're on the power play together, things like that. But Vetrano under a half point looks like the best bet on the board for PrizePicks today.
I went back and I was watching the Scott Stevens hit on Eric Lindros in the 2001 Eastern Conference Finals. I bet you don't remember.
I mean, I hate
put Lindros in a body bag. Oof. If Stevens played in today's league, he would have been suspended every game. But this guy, the most vicious open ice hitter you've ever seen, dude. Oh, what a beauty. Anyway, Frank Vetrano. It's Frank, right?
Yes, or Ferdinand, but I'm going to go with Frank.
Okay. RJ Barrett, points, rebounds, and assists. We're going over 23.5 here.
Yes.
All right. And Cole Anthony. That's not Carmelo, Ben. That's Cole. Under 3.5 assists. Oh, man. All right. Mark Williams, points, rebounds, and assists over 22.5. I like that a lot today. Marchant. That's Brad. I can tell you that.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, yeah. I know a little hockey. Over 2.5 shots on goal. And Terry Rozier under 4.5 assists. Now, let me just see something here. If I wanted to take out like another hockey one and go
get
5
Marchand out of there.
Yeah, get a 10. Yeah, we're keeping old Frankie V.
Yeah, I don't like Marchand. I can't stand the Bruins. Sorry. Boston friends. Not a fan of Marchand. So
okay, that's a good way to bet.
Yeah, well, win some, you lose some. Hey, you know what the beauty is though? Some days you're like shit. Like we have limited options. I can pull out Marchand and put in another X-win that matches his.
Oh yeah,
but one I like better. Like give me Connor McDavid right there. You've got Tobias Harris options. So
Franz Wagner.
Yeah, sure, your boy.
Yeah. Or you can go with the 5 play.
Yeah,
you don't have to go with a 6. Because
if you want that 25 though.
Whew. Yeah, you do. I know. But here's the thing though, like the 25 is a way better payout than the 10. Like on No House Advantage, if you hit 5, you get 21, but if you hit 4, you get nothing. If you hit 6, you 25x, but you still but if you hit 4, if you hit 5 of 6, I think it's still a 2x.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have definitely get some.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I do. I was a wave of fear washed over me because we crossed 100 likes, which we really do appreciate.
Oh, we did.
But I was a little distracted.
You better bet this NHA card with me.
Are you kidding me? I'm going to bet it massively as a life hedge. If I have to go and bought ice bath, I want a lot of money.
I won't even care about the money as long as we hit this and you get in that bath. It's going to be great.
I'm going to Florida on Thursday. I'm just going to let an alligator eat me down there. I don't have time for ice baths.
Just go to Disney World.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
all right. All right. I did not think we were going to get over 100 likes. I shouldn't have doubted this. We got a great community, man. I know we got some people from the DFS channel coming over here and hanging out as well. They know what's up.
A lot of ride or dies with us, and we do appreciate it.
Yeah, let a hippo get you.
Yep, I might have to.
Right.
I saw you were, not to derail the show. I saw you. Where were you?
I took my daughter to Camden Aquarium. Yeah, only aquarium in the world with a hippo exhibit, and these things are wild. You see how close I was to him? I was right up next to him.
The only aquarium in the world with a hippo?
Not only zoo, but I believe, yes, I think it's the only aquarium in the world with a hippo exhibit.
I don't know if I've ever been to an aquarium.
That's what they say on the website. They could be fugazi.
Yeah, if it's not an OddsShopper Premium, I don't believe it. So,
all right. So, do we want to do 5 or 6 legs for PrizePicks?
I think reasonably, we did 5 for
tough.
NHL. Let's do 5. Let's come on.
So, I'm going with Frankie V. I'm throwing it up there. I'm not taking it out just because I don't know hockey. It's the highest expected win rate we have. RJ Barrett. By the way, we're giving you guys a peek into all of these tools that you'd normally pay for, but your first week's free anyway. So, what's it matter? Link in the description. Check it out. Gonna help you become a better. No doubt about it. Hands down. Like market-based approach is tried and true. Ben's been using this forever. The only difference is that this guy before OddsShopper has had to scour every book on his own without having to just click on a player's name.
You don't know how long, I have spreadsheets that do this. Searching, having tabs, 30 tabs open to try to aggregate this. I couldn't be more excited just from a time standpoint, never mind profitability. It's such a time saver to be able to see the book that has the wrong line quickly and easily. And then you just, because it's a speed game, even for PrizePicks, you got to beat the other people. And that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, man. All right. Eitan said only aquarium with bulletproof glass too. That doesn't surprise me. But you know what? I walked down to the one tank, huge, massive, and I saw water on the floor. And I picked my daughter up. I was like, let's go. I tell Justine, my wife, about it. Ben, she has a full-out anxiety attack. She's like, we have to leave now. I was like, what? We're fine. She's like, we got to go. It's like, we're fine.
And what happened?
What?
What was she worried? Maybe I'm not understanding. What was she worried about?
There was water outside of the seal in the tank.
She thought it was going to explode? Jurassic Park style?
Dude, I think she started having these wild premonitions that everyone was about to die. And they did, but we got out in time.
How smart. Yeah, that's why you're doing the show.
Everyone
I missed that on the news. Only aquarium in the world with a hippo explodes.
Could you imagine if the hippo one exploded too and they were just
survive?
I've studied how to fight them, so I'm not worried about me. I'd be worried about other people. Yeah. Yeah. They say you don't have to be fast. You just have to be faster than your wife.
They do say that, but yeah, the hippo is gonna hunt down the whole family. I'm sorry to say.
All right. Anything else in the PrizePicks parlay? We could go community parlay. We got 250 people watching with us. By the way, first show, I'm happy with that.
I'm so excited. We're just getting started here. Again, there's a lot going on. It's a great opportunity. No matter the great thing about this show, we talked about this just to give you a peek behind the glass. And we wanted to bring this to the community. But the big pushback was there's so many people that watch us that their state does it a little differently. And that's why we're so happy to we're going to give you a little DK, a little FanDuel, but a little PrizePicks, a little NHA. I'm sure somewhere in here, there is a book or a site that's applicable to your state. And that's what's so cool, because we're trying to find value across the board that we can all use together rather than just picking one book where everyone's like, that's great, but I can't use it.
For sure. And like I said, everything, if you're looking to get over there and you want a bonus and you don't want to get screwed by these books, use the links, you'll get the bonus and we'll be in business. But
hold on. Sorry, but my favorite comment of the day so far from Farrah Fowler: you would be okay if the glass broke since you can hold your breath for 4 minutes. That is good stuff.
No, this is what he doesn't understand. You have to do the Wim Hof method first. 30, if I'm unprepared, I can hold my breath for 40 seconds. You have to lay down and prepare yourself. Dude, look up Wim Hof breathing method, Farrah, and get at me.
I should get after it because I'm out of breath just doing the show. I'm trying to hydrate over here.
Yeah, get at me, dude. Go try Wim Hof, WIM space HOF, and we'll talk afterwards. All right. So community parlay. I'm going to let you go first on this one. First leg. You tell me where you want to go. We're gonna hit one of these, whether it's the same game, whether it's no house advantage taking ice baths, whether it's prize picks, or whether it's the community parlay, you, me, and hundreds of our favorite friends here.
So community parlay, there are no rules. This is a Outback Steakhouse situation. So I'm just going to college basketball. No one told me.
Wait, there's no rules at Outback Steakhouse?
Isn't that the commercial? Isn't that their slogan?
Maybe. I don't know.
You know, Crocodile Dundee was on last night, by the way. That's a whole nother story. I'm in a Australian theme here. Yeah, Outback Steakhouse. That is literally their tagline. I'm going to the college basketball streets because no one said that I couldn't. I know that Baylor, like most teams on the road, it's difficult, it's tricky, it's tough. 1.5 point favorite. I'm going to say that Baylor gets it done on the road against Oklahoma State. I know they're missing Keontae George. Their experience still in that backcourt. I've backed this team a lot. They lost at Kansas. They lost in the Octagon of Doom, which is the best stadium name in all of sports. They will win tonight in Oklahoma State in Stillwater.
All right, you ready for me to make your life a little bit more difficult here?
What did you do?
We're going old Mo Wagner under half a 3-pointer. It is
won't be tailing this.
What's that?
I said I won't be tailing this. My anxiety,
dude. Right now, it is our highest expected ROI bet.
Maybe I will then. Okay.
It is our highest expected ROI. Now, granted, 42% win, a 42% X win, because it's a plus money bet and you're throwing it into a parlay. But I mean, 7% XR. I could go Josh Hart, but I think that would deter you more.
No, listen, the reality of the situation, give me the bet with the highest expected ROI. I don't care what the win rate is. If I'm getting that multiple, give me something that wins 4% of the time. If my payoff is astronomical, what do I care?
Dude, in the long run, this way of betting wins. That's not a theory, by the way.
It's proven. And again, I've said this, and obviously a week is not the best sample size in the world, but if you haven't tried something like this, what I would suggest, take a couple of these a night and add it into whatever you're doing and just track it and say, wow. And the numbers will be the numbers. Trust me. Been doing this for a long time with a market-based approach. It really adds up quickly. I cannot believe how close this poll is.
I know. And Zach Morris said Horford assists ? Yeah, I would, but that we can't, because then you can't parlay that with our Boston and our Knicks, with our Boston and the Knicks one.
I do like that prop on its own, though. That's a good
that's
call.
a nice one. Well, that's our third best bet of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also plus money and you're getting crazy good odds on DraftKings. So yeah, but I like, dude, bet that single for sure. Bet that straight. That's a great bet. All right. And yeah, everything on OddsShopper free for the first week. Check it out. There's zero risk to you. And we'll sweat bets together. We're all going to be on a lot of the same bets.
Absolutely.
49 to 50%.
Can you believe that? What do the 1% do? Would they abstain?
Well, it must be like 50.5,
49.5.
and they don't round up.
Well, I don't care what it is. The Knicks won.
The Knicks won. That's a crazy close bet. So Knicks plus 2.5. We got Mo Wagner, our best bet over at OddsShopper Premium. That's our best bet. Baylor minus 1.5 versus Oklahoma State, and the Knicks. I mean, my God, 50 to 49%. And clearly it's like 50, it could be 49.8 if they don't round up, Ben. Who knows? This is decided by one bet or one vote. And
we got the Knicks at minus 110 as we just put it up there. You can shop. You can always go to the compare page too. I'm looking at it. The Knicks plus 2.5 minus 110 is everywhere. That's a consensus line. Look at, man, I will say, your part of this does some heavy lifting. This is over 8-1 if we hit this.
I know. It's all Mo Wagner, dude.
Yeah, well.
Mo Wagner's coming in hot. But, all right, well, what are you going to do? This is a fun show, man. First time we're doing this. Having a lot of fun. I'm laddering James Harden 3-pointers today. The Miami Heat have struggled, surprisingly, to defend the 3-pointers this season. They're bottom 10 in 3-point percentage allowed. Of course, like I said, I'm leaving the reservation here a little bit. This is just me. They're bottom 7 in opponent 3-point attempts allowed per game. And how about this? Only the Houston Rockets this season, Ben, are allowing more three-pointers to opponents than the Miami Heat. The Heat play solid defense. They've gave them tough work over the years. But give me James Harden laddering the threes up to 5.
I mean, if you're going to do a ladder, that's the type of player. I look at Lillard last night. You could ladder and buy a small island with like some of those top end players in the Heat. You know, even looking at the small sample size recently, they've been terrible defending behind. It's almost up to 40% opponent 3-point percentage in this last string of games. So I get what you're saying. If he gets hot, it's going to keep firing, obviously. Not the crazy. I was expecting worse than that.
Yeah, that's not that crazy.
It's really not bad.
Yo, you guys are the best. Follow Ben at JazzRaz DFS, me at Lafayette_D. We should tweet that No House Advantage pick out there as well, so everybody's sweating it together. And we'll see you back here tomorrow on the Odd Shop. Shout out to Chris for producing as well. Peace.